Hey there everyone, Tom here, and welcome back to another Drive With Me video. As you can tell by the title of the video, once again we're going to be talking about Jesse Collingham and why I think that he actually sold his EP3 Type R. Now, his reasoning for selling it is completely fine. Honestly, he doesn't have a job due to moving house, and he just wants a car that he can't, well, he wants a car that doesn't cost him so much in fuel necessarily. Now, as of recording this video, he hasn't posted a video revealing his new car. So the last video I watched of his was him talking about actually selling his EP3 Type R. Literally, I watched the video in the day he sold it for his last drive in the car. I actually need to get in this left right lane. There appears to be a ball point. Anyway, the thing with Jesse is that I personally thought for a very long time that he'd given up YouTube, and I was actually quite sad about that because he's one of those people that are like more down to earth and more kind of realistic on YouTube. So for example, he doesn't have loads of money, right? So he doesn't fake to have loads of money and then buy loads of upgrades to make himself go, well, not bankrupt, but like he doesn't spend his money to make his videos better. He records what he wants to record when he wants to record it in however quality. He has bought many different cameras, but he has always gone back to the Canon G7X Mark II, I believe. But point being that he has been down to earth the whole time. He's been realistic with everybody. He started his channel with a Corsa SRI, which is like probably like first car for the majority of people in the UK. So you know, he sort of started it down to earth, very realistic, just doing sort of small modifications on his car. I will get into the fact of why I actually think that he has sold his EP3 Type R at the end today. But I'm sort of talking about him casually now. But I think that he started his channel with that Corsa, and he started doing mini mods, which is why he got so popular, because he took a car that pretty much the majority of people in the UK or across Europe who have the Opel Corsa could also use those videos to actually cheaply modify their car, like aesthetically and even mechanically, with like his air filter that he put on it and stuff like that. Then he obviously upgraded to a Corsa VXR, which personally I think was a little bit of an iffy sort of decision. Like, you've got this Corsa SRI, so you're going for the the VXR, which he knew going into it had a piston. The piston 4 goes on it sometimes. Obviously, it could be in different cars. It's all about compression in the pistons and the cylinders and the valves and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know what it really is. It's something to do with piston cylinder number 4, and then the piston sort of gets all clunky and then sort of just blows up basically. Point being, my car sounds like a bloody... My car, I don't actually know what's going on, but personally I think that Jesse did actually alright with that Corsa VXR. He called it Rosie. I think the first car he had was Kylie or something like that, because she was all looks fast but really isn't, so it's all fake kind of stuff. And then the VXR he called Rosie, Rose or something like that. I think he did alright with that car. I think that the modifications he did, the vents in the hood, looked really good for that car. You know, personally, I do think that the idea of him creating a Corsa and then upgrading the Corsa to a VXR Corsa was a really good idea, because he sort of had the top spec model and then he went to the sort of like race model kind of car, which is very interesting. But it's very also good for the channel, because he gets a car, he upgrades to like the higher spec model, and then let's move on to the car he got after the VXR. So after the VXR, he got a Honda Civic EP3 Type personally, I actually liked, because my granddad had a Honda Civic. It wasn't a VX, it wasn't a Type R, I mean, or anything like that. It was just like a 5-door Civic, and he loved it. It was 1.6 petrol, I believe. But he loved that car, my granddad did. He's now got a Ford C-Max or B-Max or something like that, but enough about my granddad. Jesse, personally, I think the Civic Type R was sort of a turning point for his channel for me. He got into lots of JDM stuff and Japanese car meets and going to TDI North and Motorsport, and he met people around, and that's sort of how he got massive. Like he started getting loads of subs. I mean, Lee Lockwood himself sort of took the piss out of the VXR, but not the VXR, the Type R, the B3 Type R. But I think that it was a very, very, very interesting decision from him. But personally, I think it's a very, very, very good decision, and he will never, ever, ever regret owning that car. He might even buy one in the future. Again, now he got the B3 Type R, and then he sort of, and then during the ownership of that car, he owned a Honda Civic EJ9, which he sort of joint shared with a guy called James, who owned 9K, which is now called Shifted or something like that, I believe. I do follow them all on like Instagram and stuff. But the point is, they sort of co-own that, and then now James owns it. I don't think he's featured on the channel for a very, very, very long time. I'm not even sure if Jesse and James are friends anymore or anything like that. I don't know. And then of course he had a little Seat Ibiza, I believe, as like a daily car because the Civic was costing him too much. I also forgot that he also got a Honda logo, and he also got a Corsa, an old Corsa SRI. Was it an SRI or was it a Twin Sport or something like that? He's had a lot of different cars. He's had 3 Corsas, a SRI, a VXR, and a older model Twin Sport or whatever it was. And then he's also had EP3 Type R, the EJ9, the Honda logo, and of course the Seat Ibiza. And now let's get on to the topic of what car has he sold his EP3 Type R for. Now I'm actually going to sort of leave that to the end, so I'm going to try and guess what he's bought, which I have no idea what he's bought, but personally I believe he has sold his EP3 Type R because number one, he doesn't have the money to turbocharge it or put turbos in it or modify it, so it wouldn't be very good for the channel. He sort of modified it to the state of it being pretty undrivable on the road. It's very loud, very I think it's quite rattly as well, due to the fact he's got no back seats and interior. I mean, like rattly exhaust, so you can hear the exhaust rattling underneath the car, but because there's no interior in the back seat. I also think that he's also going to he's selling it because of the fuel. Now, he said he'd get about 200 miles to a full tank, and that's in a 2-litre naturally aspirated car. Granted, it's got modifications like a 4-to-1 manifold and all that kind of stuff. Now, this car does not compare to that car at all. So this is a 1.2 Corsa SXI, and I do about 400 miles to a full tank. So about 45 quid, and I've got 400 miles, which sort of roughly works out at about 75 miles per £10, sort of roughly like that. Well, actually, it's more like 100 miles per tenner, yeah, something like that, which is ridiculously good fuel mileage. But this is only a 1.2, so it doesn't really do anything and everything like that. Now I'm going to sort of talk about a different car, which is a Mitsubishi Outlander, and they are a 2-litre. Are they 2-litre? They're we're talking old, so we're talking like 2006. So they did a 2-litre petrol car, and my dad owned one of those, and he got about 400 miles, like probably about 400 miles, 300 miles, something like that, out of a full tank of that. 2-litre petrol Mitsubishi Lancer hatchback, and he also had a Lancer Sportback, and he used to get about 430 miles out of a full tank of one of those, which is very, very, very good. And you know, they were really, 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 really good cars. And that was a petrol, not diesel. My cousin had a diesel. My dad also had a diesel. He works for the company, so this is why I get some of these Mitsubishis. My cousin had one, and it was a diesel, and he said he got about 500 miles to the full tank. And that's probably why he sold the car, because he didn't have any money for modifications, because he's trying to find a job now where he lives. His dad's just come back, and he needs to take his gran and stuff to the shops and stuff. And personally, if I was his gran, I would want to go in the EP3 Type R. But I guess it's not suitable for his current point in life. Personally, I believe he will probably buy one in the future because he loves it so much. But he's probably just sold it because he doesn't have the money for modifications, and he sort of sees it. He sort of like comes out on the driveway, looks at it, and goes, I really want to turbo it. I really want to do this, and I really want to do this. But he can't. And he doesn't go to the track enough to keep the car in a track state, so he'd have to sort of revert it back to somewhat standard, just purely so that it can be drivable on the road. I'm not saying it's not drivable at all on the road, it's just... Let's see if I can get around this truck. I'm not saying it's not drivable at all on the road, but it's definitely less drivable now because it's sort of like track orientated kind of thing. And the final point of why I think he's selling it is purely because he wants to move on. I think that when he was living with his girlfriend, when they were together, I think he sort of, I don't know if this is true or anything, but he might tie the car to her to some extent, like moments they've had together and all that kind of stuff. But this is going really, really, really deep into his life, and I don't really know any details or anything. But he might see the car as sort of reminding him of her and all that kind of stuff, so he wants to get rid of it because of that. Now that's all I'm going to say in that topic. Now, final end sort of thing for this video. What car do I think Jesse is going to get next? I think it'll be a Honda, just purely because he's into Hondas, and you know, and I think it'll be a rare car, definitely a rare car, because he wouldn't sell the EP3 Type R for just any old car. I think it's going to be, I was going to say Integra Type R, but I don't know if he would do that. But I'm going to say either an Integra Type R or another Honda Agera Type R or something like that. Something that's really, really, really rare, something that's really unique, and something that he can do modifications to, yes. But on the other hand, he could just be getting a little car like a Mazda MX-5 or a Mazda Miata if you're from America. I don't know if they do those in the UK, but I call it a Mazda MX-5. He could be getting an old Mazda MX-5 and making it track orientated. But then again, because I don't know how much a Mazda MX-5 is for an old one, but he might be getting one of those to go on the track with, and then he might be getting a different car to do other modifications to as well. So there's a couple of cars, Honda Agera Type R, or Honda Agera, something like that, or a different Honda, or something that's very, very, very unique and rare that you can modify for relatively cheap and just throw modifications on it. Or he's going to get a Mazda MX-5 and he's going to modify it and make it track orientated, just track the thing daily and daily and daily and daily. Not daily, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed me rambling on about Jesse calling out. Obviously I haven't done a video on him for a very, very, very long time. He he is sort of still one of my favourite YouTubers out there. Still watch every single one of his videos. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video here as we get to the traffic lights. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Look, see, I remember when I met you as a sophomore. Started out as friends, but I knew that we would want more. Hit your favorite restaurant with your favorite dress on. That's one of my favorite memories.